Welcome back to NJ.com. I'm joined with our baseball expert, Bob Behre. I'm Vincent Velasquez. We're going to take a quick look at the group state finals. It's over. Baseball's done. Got a bunch of players now heading for summer ball.
Yep.
Got some wood bats and then fall ball in the fall.
Yep.
But until then, we want to highlight some of the things that happened this season. Group 4, Manalapan in my hometown.
Right.
In a blowout.
Unbelievable.
29 runs they scored against Westfield. Just unbelievable display of offense.
Crazy. I mean, you're looking at a game where Manalapan led 11-0. Westfield battled back. They were 1 out away from being 10-run in the 5th inning. Had another big inning, and before you know it, it's 16-13 with an inning to go. And 17-13 in the 6th, and top of the 7th, Manalapan puts up a 12 spot. How often do you hear someone put up a 12 spot?
Right.
That's not a Little League game. And Manalapan wins 29-14. Catcher Chris Beard, 5 for 7, a double, homer, 6 RBIs. You hate to see 29-14 in a baseball game, and that's what you get when you have metal bats, outstanding hitters, and in Westfield's case, some mediocre pitching that went on there. And to Westfield's credit, they came all the way back against 2 really top-flight pitchers. I mean, 2 guys that are like all-state candidate pitchers, and Rubinaccio and Winston. So it's a credit to them, but Manalapan showed how awesome they are.
Unbelievable. 32 hits. Just
32
crazy.
hits and 29 runs in the state final, and we don't have to look at the record book for that. That's the record.
Group 3, Seneca over Paramus, featuring our first player drafted from New Jersey.
Right, Kevin Comer. Kevin was kind of held back most of the year. He went into the state tournament basically with a 1-0 record, hard to believe. And he went 5-0 in the state tournament in the final. 12-3 over Paramus in 6 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs. Not dominant, but good enough against the Paramus team that hits the ball pretty well. So I was very impressed there.
Now in Group 2, we had a game that was a lot closer going into the 7th inning than it was at the end of the game.
Right.
So an 8-2 final, Governor Livingston takes up over West Essex.
This game on paper really a great matchup. These 2 teams met in the preseason in a scrimmage, and Governor Livingston essentially blew West Essex out in that game. But scrimmages, it's hard to tell, and West Essex played so well this year. I actually picked the West Essex in this game. I picked a 3-2 score, and 2-2 after 6 innings. I'm looking pretty good. But Governor Livingston, just a great hitting team. They finally got to David Jesh, who's had a great year. He had a 2-hitter going into the 7th, and they erupt for 7 hits and 6 runs, and it's 8-2 Governor Livingston, a well-deserved win.
Now in Group 1, we have a team that lost in the Group 2 final last year. They dropped down to Group 1. Audubon kind of redeems themselves and wins.
Right, and that's a long-standing, outstanding program in South Jersey. Typically Group 1, usually Group 1. They went up to Group 2 at different points, and they lost to West Essex in a Group 2 final last year in a 1-run game, one of the classics last year. They come back this year down a group, and they just did a great job all year, and it kind of snuck up on teams because they play a tough schedule, and they had a bunch of losses, but you know what? They were right there at the end, and Chris Fair at 7-0, scattered 8 hits, and they get their championship this year. An excellent job.
And then non-public A, St. Augustine, who they lost in Diamond Classic in the final.
Right.
They kind of redeemed themselves here by winning the states.
Right. That Diamond Classic is a survival test, and Gloucester Catholic also lost the same day. So, it's tough. Buena's big day that weekend. But yeah, St. Augustine, Pope John, really that was a classic. Good pitchers on the mound, outstanding hitting, and the hitters won out in this one. And Pope John was behind and came back, tied at 7-7. And we go 9, and Chris Carmelingo gets a 2-out game-winning double in the bottom of the 9th. And St. Augustine 8-7, and they're the non-public A champs. So just a great year by St. Augustine.
And then non-public B, another one of those teams who lost in the Diamond Classic, redeems himself again against Newark Academy, Gloucester Catholic.
Right, and Gloucester Catholic again, repeat champs. They won last year. 15th state title, 15th group title for Gloucester Catholic in baseball. That's by far a state record. Cody Brown gets the win in the state final. He's 12-0. His ERA something like 0.65. Ridiculous. This team can hit. It's an outstanding team. They do everything right. And what was fascinating in this game, they bunted North Academy to death early. North Academy kept that third baseman back, and they challenged them. They bunt. And then the big guys come up and bang. And next thing you know, it's 14-0 after 2 innings, and they go on to 10 run them in 5. And a great year for Gloucester Catholic.
Well, it looks like these state finals kind of had a little bit of everything. We had a blowout, we had some extra innings, game-winning hit, pitcher's duel, kind of all mixed in there for everybody to enjoy.
Outstanding.
Speaking of which, we're going to recap the entire season, June 26th, the all-ledger team coming out. Can you kind of tell our readers what they can look forward to read on that day?
There's a lot of work going on into that. It's the 2 weeks of madness for us in the office. All-state meeting has to be held yet. At this taping, we put together all area teams, an all-state team, all group teams, very thorough. Player of the year in the state, pitcher of the year in the state, pretty much same thing for the counties. And at the end of it, you know who's good in the state, and you know who's great, and we try to bring it to you in a very readable way.
Very cool. All right, for Bob Behre, myself, Vincent Velasquez, enjoy your summer. Don't forget, check out June 26th, our all-ledger section coming out for high school sports. Have a good one.